to stay execution, while another sacked State House of Assembly members and 2 House of Representatives members in Cross River State over defection. Stand by for this and more. I'm Fisayo Ogofui. Welcome. Worried over the resurgence of violent crimes in Imo State after months of respite, President Buhari Monday summoned Governor Hope Uzodinma for detailed briefing on strategies for lasting solutions.
Imo, the eastern heartland, has been quite unstable for quite some time. But the mood of optimism for lasting peace was recently punctured with the attacks on critical assets of the Nigeria police as well as the country home of President General of Ohaneze Ndibo, Professor George Obiozo. Governor Hope Uzodinma, summoned by President Muhammadu Buhari out of genuine concern over the worrisome development, is to find facts with a view to effectively strategizing on ways and means of decisively dealing with the situation.
To discuss what is required to ensure that it is properly controlled. And he took seriously my recommendations, and indeed I can tell you he immediately gave approval to all that, which includes increase in manpower to security agencies and then other logistic supports ranging from additional arms and ammunition, making use of our local vigilante and the involvement of community leaders.
The Imo State Governor did not elaborate further on measures to be adopted towards controlling and containing the situation. He, however, expressed serious optimism that President Muhammadu Buhari will not hand over a troubled Nigeria to the next administration.
I can tell you that we have a statesman, a nationalist as a president. And there has never been a time I presented to him any request that will benefit the people that he did not approve. So, and that is why I'm excited anytime I'm before him. Because the man thinks Nigeria, dreams Nigeria, and is living for Nigeria. Only logic makes sense to him. Good logic. I have gotten every encouragement from Mr. President and support to make sure that there is peace in Imo State. The only remaining one is left for security agencies to do their investigation quickly, unravel those behind this thing, and then bring them to book.
Governor Uzodinma also used the opportunity to reassure Nigerians that the forthcoming national convention of the governing APC will be held not only as planned, but successfully too.
The APC is the party to beat. So the wish of our opponents is to see that APC is scattered or is not united. But that is their wishful thinking. I want to assure you that we will have a very peaceful, very successful convention on Saturday.
The APC National Convention comes up on the 26th of this month.
Ebonyi State Governor Dave Umahi has called for calm following the outcome of the motion he filed at the Federal High Court Abuja seeking stay of execution, which was struck out days after he was sacked from office by the same court. He was speaking during an APC stakeholders meeting in Abakaliki.
APC stakeholders meeting was another moment to re-strategize in order to nib in the bud factors that could hinder the party's victory in the forthcoming general elections in 2023. In his remarks, Governor David Umahi explained why the motion of stay of execution he filed at the Federal High Court Abuja was struck out. He further emphasized the need for credible and generally acceptable candidates to fly the flag of APC at different elective positions.
Everything about this seems to be part of
Chairman of the Ebonyi APC Zoning Committee, Chief Austin Umahi, speaking on behalf of other members.
One assurance is that these members are carefully selected and we are going to discharge our conscience in such a way that the governor, the party, the deputy that set us on this mission, they will be proud.
And still from the judiciary, a federal high court sitting in Abuja sacked 18 state House of Assembly members and 2 members of the House of Representatives who defected from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress.
The People's Democratic Party (PDP) had filed a suit challenging the defection of some PDP lawmakers to All Progressive Congress (APC) after they were elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party (PDP). Justice Taiwo, in his judgment, held that the lawmakers haven't abandoned their political party that brought them to power or to have vacated their seats.
It's a victory for the individual litigants, but it's a victory for the Constitution. This is another major decision upholding our constitutional provisions.
Everything was in Calabar. So question is, what are we doing here? I believe that the court ought to have transferred this matter to the Calabar Judicial Division of the Federal High Court. But there are so many other reasons. So, like I told the judge, in law, we have 90 days under Section 25A of the Court of Appeal Act to appeal.
Another development, the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory has issued a warrant of arrest against a former House of Representatives member, Chuman Zeribe, for disobedience of order of the court. Justice Halilu Yusuf, who issued the arrest warrants, ordered the operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) and other security agencies of the government to arrest Zeribe in any part of the country.
Now, after the judgment, people have given their reactions, especially Speaker Cross River State House of Assembly, Eteng Williams, and 17 of his colleagues who were similarly affected, 2 House of Representatives members, Michael Etaba and Ligor Idagbo. But today joining us all the way from Cross River State is Comrade Egbeji John Jalo, APC stalwart from that state. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Let's start from your convention. You are coming all the way from the south for this one on Saturday. What, in your estimation, since of course the excitement is already in the air, will make a successful convention in your estimation? What are the parameters? What would you be expecting on Saturday?
Well, we're expecting a successful convention, and the convention is going to be predicated on the aspect that there must be adequate dialogue among people who wants to be national officers of the party, because they are going to steer the affairs of the parties for the next 4 years. And this is a contentious time. We are happy that the convention date, the convention subcommittees have all been inaugurated, and we are well aware that the date is fixed and there is not going to be any rancor. So what is going to happen at the venue will just be a complete dialogue among stakeholders, among aspirants who have picked forms at the National Secretariat vying for seats to steer the party administrative wing very well. And in most cases, there are 2, 3, 4 aspirants in that office.
Some 6.
Some 6. And we expect a consensus. If the consensus must work, then there must be absolute dialogue among aspirants. Consensus must be reached according to the provisions of our Constitution that we must agree, not instructed. So in the light of the tradition of the APC, in other conventions as it has been coming, we have always been in a situation where we dialogue. We dialogue with the stakeholders, we dialogue with the leadership, and at the end of the day, we arrive where even aspirants will go to the podium and some will step down for others until we can achieve or arrive where it is consensusly agreed it is. But where it doesn't fit a particular position, provided by the constitution of the party, an election is provided. That is the spirit of the constitution.
All right. Could you, conversely, I told you what would be a perfect one. What could also form some form of pitfalls as we move close to D-Day?
Well, politically, we wouldn't envisage a pitfall. But going by what happens among politicians who are dissatisfied, we try to make sure that we don't create further loopholes. Loopholes in the form that if we have some court barriers, maybe some judgments, just like in the case of my state, with House of Assembly members, and the court has given a judgment in that regard, I advise the convention committee to be very careful in admitting these delegates who are supposed to be ordinarily statutory delegates into the convention. Because admitting them into the convention and giving them a room to have a voting right in the convention will create a further inroad into litigations that will mar the validity of the convention as we proceed ahead. Therefore, the judicial arm of the party, the legal advisor, his team, the screening committee of the convention, the accreditation committee of the convention must look into critical states, because we came out from congresses and many states in the country may have not have a peaceful congresses to say, and there are warring factions and factors in those states. I pray that the convention committee will look into these states and be careful not to admit people or groups or delegates who will come and vote who are illegal. And at the end of the day, the validity of the convention will be posed. Let us not forget that when conventions like this are done, the opposition and other people are looking for pitfalls where this is like a trap, especially this judgment that we are having back and forth. If we go against certain things and admit, as I have said reiteratively, and admit certain persons into our convention, and we accord them rights and privileges of voting, it may mar the validity.
All right, let's go moving on. There are several groups within the party, especially in terms of people agitating for more youth involvement. Women as well have also made their points.
The youths are the youths and the women, so to say, in our political drive, even our constitution, creates a very space for women participation in APC politics. That is why even in the forms or sales of forms for candidacy in vying for elections, women are always given a 50% slide in the price of the purchase of form, because we believe that they can galvanize, they can move the people. Ought not to be a man above 40 years. Yes.
All right, let's take a few stories before we come back to the studio. The APC National Convention Media Subcommittee held its inaugural session with the optimism for hitch-free and transparent media coverage.
This is the inaugural sitting of the Media Subcommittee ahead of the APC National Convention, slated to hold on Saturday this week and comprises 34 members. Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State is chairing the committee, while Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed is to serve as co-chairman. Senior Special Assistant to the President of Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, is the chief scribe, with other top party chieftains to perform designated roles. The committee commends President Muhammadu Buhari and Governor Mimala Buni, caretaker and Extraordinary Convention National Planning Committee, for diligence and stability in the party.
We are working together with the party leadership, also as a team. We are working with the presidency and most of the major stakeholders. We are all working now as a team. So part of the work of this committee is to continue to unite the party, because this is a party to beat. We are the ruling party. We are getting stronger by the day. And that is the whole idea about getting this committee. So we have no doubt that the mandate given to us, we shall be able to deliver.
Would you say you are confident that after the convention, APC as a family will come out stronger?
Without a doubt. Much stronger, much better, much bigger, and much more united, preparing for the next phase, which is the major one, which is the election of 2023.
The committee reiterates commitment to work assiduously within its terms of reference in delivering its mandate in line with the forthcoming convention guidelines.
The Forum of Buhari support groups want stakeholders of the APC to reactivate the progressive instincts in them to extend the life of the ruling party at the center beyond 2023.
Our leaders must chew bitterness and avoid promoting personal interests above the interests of over 40 million registered members of the APC. It must be clear to all that we are at the threshold of history, as what we do as leaders and followers today will either make or mar the party. This is very critical time for our party to decide its future. And everything must be done to avoid truncating the dreams of Nigeria. who have faith in the future of our great country under the administration of the only progressive political party in the country.
The African Democratic Congress, ADC, says it is working out a strategy through conversations with Nigerians to win the 2023 presidential election. We have these and other reports in this package.
With the 2023 general elections getting closer by the day, the National Secretariat of the Action Democratic Congress has been receiving party leaders and members on consultation. This media engagement by the party is to reassure Nigerians that ADC will be out to participate fully in all elections.
We want to move Nigeria to become a superpower nation in 20 years. 20 years from 2023. Nigeria is going to be a superpower nation. That's where we're going.
Former presidential candidate of the Young Progressives Party in the 2019 election, Professor Kingsley Moghalu, now a member of the African Democratic Congress, officially announced his intention to again contest for the office of the president in 2023.
While I commend the president for signing the bill and the National Assembly for passing it, let us simply prepare for elections in 2023 in the hope that those elections will be more free and more fair than any we have had in the recent past.
For the People's Democratic Party, its national youth movement is appreciating the party's National Executive Committee for what it described as sensitive review of the price of nomination and expression of interest forms, with 50% reduction for youth of 25 to 30 years of age.
We want our party to please extend this gesture within this age bracket from 25 to possibly 40 years, because these are the practical youth who are practically engaged in political process.
Members of the movement enjoined the PDP to sustain what they described as its uncommon youth-loving stride.
And finally, Credible Alliance for Better Nigeria says zoning of party executive positions is in order in Nigerian politics. It has commended the major political parties in the nation for upholding the concept.
Stakeholder in APC, we want to urge all leaders and their followers within the party to respect the adopted zoning arrangement and respect party supremacy. Party leaders and governors should lead by example. They should practice what they preach by respecting party supremacy.
All right, short and precise from the Credible Alliance for Better Nigeria, talking about zoning. But before we go, we still have John Jallo, a comrade from Cross River State, talking about politics in general. It is a crucial year. We have two off-cycle elections coming from Ekiti and Osun, of course, before the big one next year. What will be your word to politicians, the youth and women as well, as we go closer to all these elections in terms of our behavior? The rhetoric's coming from the podium to the people.
My advice is that politicians should be careful with the management of the trust that is entrusted to them. Nigerians are watching, and as we drive into the political year, everybody is watching. Nobody is distracted out of the political line. People want to know what politicians are doing because they ultimately want to cast their votes, and they want to entrust that they give this trust of leadership to politicians. And it's only in politics that you can drive the steer of the society as in leadership. So I'm advising politicians not to even bend their rules. They are constitutional, the constitution and the rules that bind their party's engagement. They should try to adhere to them so that they don't have rancorous primaries and other political activities that lead into shed of blood and all of that. If politicians gather themselves and know that Nigeria is Nigeria, and they are leading Nigeria and not for themselves, you will have a political crew that will drive the system of this country into equity, justice, and fairness.
Comrade John Jallo on Political Update, many thanks for coming, and we hope I will still see you and in other engagements. And of course, we wish you the very best as your party has of that date with destiny on Saturday. Keep on watching the Nigerian Television Authority for your news, reviews, previews, and interviews. And it is the climate and weather for politics at this time. So play your politics for the greater good. Bye-bye now.
No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from. Don't fight for religion, man, woman, or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigerian first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
How can we develop? We're always in crisis. Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding.
No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
Hello, I am Rebecca Semle. I'm a makeup artist and I also tie Billy. Welcome to Do It Yourself. Today, I will show you how to tie your headgear. As you can see, I'm holding two different head scarf and it's a form of a cap. So, in order to make this look fanciful for an event, you will first of all wear doublets. So you first of all put the first one in, then you put the second one on top of the first region. You use the edge of the scarf to twist around. Then turn around. And pop the edge inside. And this is your double roll hairstyle.
NTA, you can't beat the rich.
This is the network service of the NTA.